introduction.
Well, Stephanie pretty much just gave a good synopsis of everything I was going to say. But I'll
say it again.
Which was all about how great I am. No, it was all about Stephanie's viewpoint on that, which is why I'm excited that she's asked me to introduce her. Do you want me to go over your experience with all of the things
I want
that
you to
I've
speak from your heart.
Speak from my heart. All right. From my heart, assuming that you already know certain things that I don't know about her experience with walking for Obama. Which I was really excited. She was telling me earlier about things that I didn't realize, like that when she started leading that group, it was 35 people, and by the end it was 400 people. That's exactly, that's very impressive to me. What I can say from my own personal experience, I met Stephanie 4 or 5 years ago as a student at Fairhaven College up at Western. And I was immediately, we just had a class together, and it was a discussion group, but I was immediately really impressed with Stephanie for not only the wisdom and articulation with which she spoke. I like it when I mess up that word. But also, she's one of the most active listeners I've ever met in my entire life. And so when the class was over, I realized this is a woman I really want to have in my life because I'm very inspired by her, and I don't want that inspiration to stop now that we don't have the class together. And so I called her, and we started meeting for lunch. And over the year, a few years later, over one of those lunches, I started just freaking out about. I'm a working musician in Bellingham. I'm working less as a musician in Bellingham than I was a couple of years ago, largely because of all of the venue closures that we've had for a variety of reasons, and nobody that I was talking to in my circle of bar owners and bar employees and other musicians could figure out what was going on. Why, what are the noise regulations? None of us really know. What are the Liquor Control Board's policies about these things? None of us really know. And meanwhile, all of our places of employment are closing. What do we do? And so I just was freaking out about this. And Stephanie said, more or less, so find out. Go talk to the people that are in charge of these things. Talk to them, express your opinion, help them understand why these things matter to you, because they're not going to come to you and for your opinion. You need to come to them. And my first reaction was, that's terrifying, I'm 24, and nobody wants to listen to me. And Stephanie said, well, that's your job. It's their job to listen to you, and it's your job as a citizen to stand and be counted, And I really don't know, I think I can very honestly say, I really don't know if that conversation hadn't happened if BDAN, Bellingham Downtown Alliance for Music and Nightlife, would have come together, or if it would have come together the way that it did. And the way, we have experienced incredible support from the mayor and the city council, varying amounts of support, but a lot of interest from the Liquor Control Board and the police department. In all of these meetings that I just don't think I would have had the guts to do if Stephanie hadn't said, this is what you need to do as a citizen. All of that is exactly why I was incredibly thrilled, not only, to back up a year, not only when she told me that she was going to pursue her master's in social work, and then later when she told me that she was going to be, when she announced her candidacy for the state senate. I'm incredibly excited to be working for Stephanie on this campaign, which also terrifies me for a lot of the same reasons, but this time I jumped at the chance, because I really, really am excited to have a senator who I know is that incredibly active listener, who is incredibly committed to the idea that her constituency is not only the typical people in power, but everybody that lives in her district, regardless of any of their class situation or their age or their citizenship status or any of those things. So I'm really pleased to be here, and I guess I'll turn it over to Stephanie.